Well, today we're going to try bananas in the freeze dryer. And as you can see, my wife's already got started peeling one. She's peeling another one. And then we're going to slice them, oh, maybe 1/4 inch thick, I suppose. Or not real thick, because they'll be dry. Then we'll start laying those out. After we get a couple of them cut up here, we'll start laying them out onto these trays. We have these trays here. They got silicone mats in them, so the stuff won't stick to the trays quite as much. They may stick a little bit to the mats, but those pull out real easy, come right off that silicone mat real easy. Oh no, you ate one.
I ate the cockeyed.
Ate the cockeyed ones, huh? All right, so we're gonna lay them out in here, and we'll see. I don't know how. You know, those should be. As you can see here, that's about how thick we're cutting them. We'll see. You know, a 1/4, maybe 3/8 of an inch. I'm gonna steal one.
You could have got that cockeyed one.
Well, we'll steal this one too. Some of the fruit that I've dried actually taste better once they've been freeze dried than when they were fresh. Kind of weird how that works. Well, we're gonna keep peeling these and cutting them up.
Two, so.
And that was 2 bananas.
Each, at least 6 bananas each tray.
Yeah, that gives kind of an idea of how much we're doing. So I'm gonna go ahead and pause this. You don't need to watch us cutting them all up and loading them up. So we'll come back once we get the trays all loaded. Well, we got the trays all filled up. Now we'll just go over and we'll load them in the freeze dryer, and we'll go from there. Well, the bananas are all loaded in the freeze dryer, ready to go. We just started it here about a minute ago, and that's where we're at. And we'll come back probably 24 hours or so, and it'll be done. And we'll come back, and I'll show you what it looks like once they're done, and we'll do a little taste test and see what they taste like. Well, it says the bananas are done. Let's take a look here. It's 45 hours to do this batch of bananas. So let's take a look here and see. Let me open the vent up. Once the vacuum is released, we'll open it up and let's see what they're like. All right. Well, here's one. Let me taste the bigger one. I think they're done. Definitely tastes like bananas. So we'll go ahead and end this. Turn the noise off. Now what I'll do is I'll put some of these in a vacuum seal, and then I'll put some of these in a Mylar bag. Let's save some for long-term storage. So that's where we're at. I'll come back once we get the bananas in packages, and let's see how they turned out. Well, there's 4 trays. I put in 3 different of the Mylar bags. See, this one ended up being a little bit thicker here. But we got those 3 ready. We'll put that in a container for our long-term storage. And then we still have this many bananas. We're going to try and get this all on the next group, so we have to cut a little bit thicker. But they did work out pretty good. They tasted a little banana, but they might taste a little better if we put a little moisture on them. But it's dried, so it'll keep for a long time. These are in the bags that should last 25 years. We'll do another batch. We'll do some in the Ziploc for a little shorter term storage. And I may put a couple of them in the little pint jars just for eating here in a little bit. So that's where we're at. I'll come back once we get the next batch done. We'll let you know how long that took. This one took, well over 40 hours to do that batch. We'll see how long the next one takes to get done. Probably that same amount of time. But as you can see, the bananas, they're starting to get a little bit riper. So they'll change the taste a little bit, but we get those in here. We got to wait a couple hours for the unit to defrost, and then we'll load the next batch up, get that started, and we'll let you know how much time it took to do the next batch. All right, we've got our next batch ready. We had 3 trays of bananas, and then I didn't want to run it completely empty. Now the tomatoes, we just diced them up fairly, small pieces, but still fairly good size. We're going to freeze dry those. Those won't take near as long as the bananas, but it won't hurt to dry them extra, because once they're dry, they're dry. So we're going to start this, and we'll see how long it takes to do these. Hopefully less time than it did on the last one. And we're off and running. We'll come back once those are done, and we'll let you know how they turned out. Well, we got the next batch of bananas done. I made a little bit thicker on some of them, and I had to start it over. It didn't seem to work for a while, but the second time running through, it took about a day the second time, and they dried really, really nice. The tomatoes down here, they dried up really nice, so we'll package those up. And I think next time I'll probably say like this one here. I kind of got this one just a little bit thick. I should have made it about half that thickness, but it dried. So okay, we'll package those up, and we've gotten 3 packages we put in long-term storage. I'll do some of these in probably in a jar to just munch on, and then some in a shrink wrap, and then maybe another one in the Mylar bags. Okay, finish up on our bananas. We had 3 trays of bananas and 1 tray of diced tomatoes. So we did 1 tray here, we did another tray here, and then we split the other tray into these 3 here, and then vacuum sealed these. This one's a little bit smaller, and that way, because we'll have some like that as a little snack. That way they'll last a long time. So that's what we have there. And for the tomatoes that were in there, we have 1 package of diced tomatoes and a little bit in this jar here. In the next batch, we're going to run some more diced tomatoes, but that's what the bananas turned out to be. So that nice big bunch turned into quite a bit of bananas in the freeze dryer.